Hello everyone, welcome back to Nusrat Ma'am ki online classes. This is the first video lecture of C programming language. So in this lecture, I will cover the basic thing like what is program and what are the characteristics of a good program. Then we will see what is the need of programming language. Then we will see what is the need of translator in any programming language. And then we will start the concept of C language with the history of C language where we will learn about the importance of C programming language. Thereby, we will execute our very first program of Hello World using Turbo C++. Then we will get familiar with the structure of C language so we can write our C program. Lastly, in this video lecture, we will see the step involved in the execution of C program. As we know very well, flowchart and algorithm form basic solution to any problem. Flowchart is a technique in which we use pictorial representation of every action. And algorithm refer to a step-by-step procedure for solving a particular problem. So flowchart and algorithm is the technique to get a solution of a problem. Once the flowchart or algorithm is ready, then convert it into program. For writing program, many languages are there. C language is one of them. Now we will see what is program and what are the characteristics of a good program. So here my first question for you all is, how will you communicate with the computer to get your work done from it? Suppose you want to find an average of 10 number. Then what you will do? How you will communicate? Here you need to give step by step clear and precise instruction or command to computer in order to complete a desired task, right? So here we can define a program as finite set of precise and clear instruction given to a computer for performing a predefined task. And we are going to use language to communicate this step-by-step instruction to the computer, and such language is known as programming. Here we will see the 5 characteristics of good program. First one, a program must end after finite number of steps. It means that your program must stop after finite number of instructions are executed. Second one, the instruction of program must be precisely defined. It should not have multiple meaning. Here, take one real example of this word. Here, some people will read this word as now here and some will read as nowhere. So this instruction of having multiple meaning, that is ambiguous, that is not clear and precise. Same in the case of your program. Every instruction of program must have clear and precise meaning without any ambiguity. All the instruction must be effective. That is, they should be carried out exactly. It means you must give the instruction to a program that makes sense, like giving the value of radius to calculate area of circle. But here, variable length, width does not make our program effective. So instructions should be carried out exactly. A program may take 0 or more input. It means that some program can work out without taking any input from you. There is no need of any input for the program that is printing hello world on the screen. And if your program is doing any calculation work, then you need to provide like pi or radius or length, something like that. So your program may take 0 or more input from you. A program may produce one or more output. For example, you can't say that your program is not producing any output. So in your Hello World program, even though you are not giving any input was nothing, but we were getting an output. See, if there is no output of a program, then what is the use of writing such program? So our program should generate at least one output. It may generate more than one output even. Now we will see what is the need of programming language. Each language has its own grammar, right? In the same way, programming language has its own set of rules, and this predefined rules is known as syntax of that language. So to use any programming language, first of all, we need to learn syntax of that language. Programming language, when used, allow us to write an instruction that has only one meaning. Now we will see what is the need of translator in programming language. As we know, computer do not understand the language that we speak. Neither does it understand the programming language. Computer only understands 0 and 1. The problem of computer not understanding our language is solved using software program called translator. The translator is known as compiler that convert the programming language into binary code, and that binary code computer can understand it and it will execute it. Before we start learning C programming, we should know the history of C language. C is a general purpose programming language developed at Bell Laboratory in 1972 by Dennis M. Ritchie. C language was derived from BCPL, that stands for Basic Combined Programming Language. C was initially developed with the aim or goal to build robust system software. C language had become popular enough that it became a pet of programmer and had been used for developing all kinds of software. Hence, it is come to be known as General Purpose Programming Language. C language born in 1972, but in 1989, C language was standardized by the American National Standard Institute, ANSI. From there on, it came to be known as ANSI C. Different operating system and compiler support this standard. Let's see why C language became so popular. Here we will see what are the features of C language. C is a structured language, which is a programming style that allow our program to be broken into small pieces known as function. Set of such function then become a C program. These function once generated are reusable. That means you can use the code in other program also. An approach where we subdivide our entire program into smaller parts help us to solve problem and find appropriate solution to it, as we have to concentrate on only one function rather than an entire program. So finding an error in such program become easy for us also. C language is considered to be portable language. That means program written in C language can be compiled on variety of computer, or you can say machine having different operating system. C language is considered to be a middle level language by some and higher level language by other. In case it has all the features that programmer would like to have to develop a program. Now let's develop a first program in C language, that is Hello World program. Then we will see the structure of C program. Here I open Turbo C++ editor. Here if your window size is minimized, you can press Alt or Enter to maximize your screen. Let's type the first program here. Here I will write one function with the function name as main. Don't write M in capital letter. Then you have to open the round braces and here you have to close the round braces. Try to understand this main function. Every C program must have a main function, and this is the main function that indicate from where the C program execution starts. You can write one and only one main function. There should not be more than one function in your program. Otherwise, it will get confused from where to start executing the C program. Here I put the opening curly bracket that mark the beginning of the main function, and hereby I close the curly bracket that mark end of the main function. And your statement you have to write inside these two braces, and don't write any statement outside these closing braces. Here I will write printf statement to print my text to round braces. And remember one more thing, this main function is user defined function, we define it, but this printf function is system inbuilt function. So here I will write my text in double quotation mark. Here I will write hello space world. In this printf statement you can write any character string that is to be printed, and don't forget to put semicolon at the end of the printf statement. And many students write print, but in C language there is no function like print, so you have to write printf only. Here I will save the file. Here you can save the file from file menu and then save. Here you can see the shortcut key to save the file is F2. It will get saved in bin folder. Hello world. And .c. The extension of C program file is .c. So whatever is your file name, then .c you have to put here and click OK. Here I will compile the C program, and here you can see the shortcut key to compile is Alt F9. Here we are getting one warning, right? Click enter to see the warning. Here it shows function should return a value. So here we don't want to return any value. So here we will write void. If we want to return value, then we have to write integer. But whenever we write integer, we have to write one more statement, that is return 0. And right now I'm not going for return value as integer, so I will consider as void only. Again I will compile and I will see, Alt F9. Right now I'm not getting any warning, neither I am getting any error. So here I will try to run it, Control F9. Here I am getting an output, but that output screen does not wait for me. So at the end of the program, here I will write one more function, that is get ch. This get ch function to hold the output screen. So again I will compile, Alt F9. So right now we are not getting any warning or error. So I can run it, Control F9. See here, we are getting output twice. We have written only once. Again press enter. Now again run, Control F9. Here I am getting the output of previous program also. So here you can see, as I run, the same string added again and again. So I need to clear the screen. Here I will write clear screen, and then I will compile again, and here I will run it. Here I am getting the output as hello world. For printf, you have to include one header file with the hash symbol. This hash symbol is known as preprocessor directive. This include keyword is used to include header file, and then in angular bracket you have to write stdio.h. So stdio stands for standard input output. So this way we can use the printf function. And for clear screen and get ch, we will use include conio.h. This way you have to use this two header file in your program. Now we will learn the basic structure of C program. The basic C program is divided into various sections. Some part of C program are compulsory, while certain part are optional. Let's study each of this section in detail. The first section is documentation section. This section is an optional section that indicates the purpose of documentation, which include the purpose of the program, author name, creation date, and other information. Here I will show you. Alt enter. Here I will specify the purpose of documentation, like single line comment, program to demonstrate hello world output. Here I can write author name. Right now I will write my name, and then I will write creation date, like 19 Feb 2021. Here you have to write documentation section either in single line comment or in multi-line comment. These comments are not processed by C compiler. Alt F9 and Control F9. Here we are not getting output that we have written in the comment section, because comments are not processed by C compiler and it is completely ignored by compiler. Comments are left as it is. And now you may be thinking like that, if it is ignored by compiler, then what is the reason to write such comment? Comment in C program can be added anywhere to improve the readability and understanding of the program. Suppose you want to use the program in future, then no need to read the whole program. Right now you have 3-4 line only. In future you may have 50 or 100 line also, or more than that. Then you have to read whole program? No. Just write the documentation section, and from that documentation section you will get a clear idea about the program, and that will save your time. Next section is symbolic constant definition. Suppose in my program I am going to use pi for suppose 20 times. So rather than writing 3.14 value 20 times in a program, I will write symbolic constant. Alt enter. Here I will write hash, that is preprocessor directive, and here I will write define and then give one space. Then you have to define your symbolic constant like pi, mark, whatever symbolic constant you have. Right now I will go for pi. Normally symbolic constants are defined using capital letter. Again give one space and write your value 3.14. So here if I have printf pi. Suppose you need this pi 20 times in your program. So you don't have to write the value of 3.14 20 times in your program. Just write the name of the symbolic constant and then you can use it. So it means that when the program is compiled, all the occurrence of symbolic constant pi will be replaced with the value of 3.14. So you don't have to write the value 3.14 20 times in your program. One more advantage of symbolic constant is, here suppose I have symbolic constant as marks 100. Somewhere in program I am using this symbolic constant. Now in case I want to change the value of mark from 100 to say 50, then at 20 places I don't have to write 50 again and again. Just I will write the variable name as marks, and here I will change the value from 100 to 50. So even though I am using it for 20 or 30 or 50 times, then also I have to do modification at one place only rather than doing changes in the whole program. Next section is file include section. This section is used to include the header file in our program to execute a program. When I want to use predefined function like printf, scanf is used to get an input from the user, that we will see in our upcoming lecture. For such header file, we will include stdio.h. And for predefined function like clear screen or getch, we will include conio.h header file. And when you want to go for mathematical predefined function like power, square root, we will include math.header file. Remember, the extension of header file is .h. Next section is the global variable declaration section. This variable number 1 is inside these two curly braces. It means that as this curly braces get over, lifespan of this number get over, and this number equal to 2. The lifespan of this number is within this function 2 only. This means that this variable are local variable, and local variable cannot be used outside the scope. As this bracket get over, the lifespan also get over. So this number equal to 2, we can't use it in any other function. See carefully, we are using same number in more than one function. For example, we are using one number for function like addition, subtraction, multiplication, right? Such number are global variable used by more than one function. So instead of writing such variable for different function, we can declare it in a global declaration section, and this variable will be global. It means it will be accessed by all the function of this program. Next is the main function. This is the compulsory section. You can skip the documentation section or symbolic constant definition or file include section or global variable declaration section, but this section you have to write it. This is the function from where the execution of any C program starts. The main section has two parts. The first part is the declaration part, in which we declare the variable that we are going to use in our program. And the second part is the execution part, where we write our programming code to solve the program. Next is the user-defined function. As we know very well, C provided the facility of breaking a single program into set of small pieces, and these small pieces are known as function. And if this function are written by the user, then it is known as user-defined function. Last topic for today's lecture is execution of C program. Here we will see the actual step involved in the execution of C program. The C program is written in any text editor. Right now we are using Turbo C++ editor. It will save the file with .c extension. This is called as the source code. So this source code or source program contains the actual program. A compiler is the translator that converts the source code, that is high level program, into the machine code that computer can understand. If there is no error in the program, then the compiler will give an output known as object code or object program, and this binary file is not directly executed. Here we need a program called linker that is used to link the object code with the header file, and then we will get an executable code, and this code is used for running the program. So this program is ready to execute. So loader will load the executable code along with the input data that is needed for this program into the memory, and then we will get an output. That is all for today. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned in for the next video.